Hi, my name is Sasha. Welcome back to my channel, Sash Reads, and this is the biggest unhaul I've ever done on this channel, ever. Okay, welcome. This is the bookmas video. I'm filming this early November though because I need to get rid of some books. I was going through my shelves and I was like, there's a lot of books here that I'm just not aligning myself with anymore, so I'm getting rid of them. I think, if I remember correctly, I have 220 books here to talk about. So I'm going to go through it quickly. I'm going to probably not really talk about it, just give you a what's this and a quick why. Most of them are, I've either grown out of it or I just don't see myself reading it anytime soon. You probably will have seen books on here that I have unhauled previously and then just never got rid of. So, but they're definitely getting rid of this time, okay? Believe you me. So I've got 8 piles here, 8 piles here. Let's do it. I guess we'll start with this series here. These are upside down. But I'm going to be getting rid of all of my Twilight books. 4 of them, actually 5 of them have been from a second hand. And I did buy Midnight Sun new, but I haven't read it yet, and I think I'm going to. I don't see myself rereading it. So yeah, that's just why I'm getting rid of it. I've got Fool's Errand by Robin Hobb. I'm not a really big fan of this cover, and I still haven't finished Assassin's Quest yet. So if I finish that series, I'd like to get the rest of like the Robin Hobb universe in the new covers too, not that grungy old thing. I've got Wolfblade by Jennifer Fallon. I don't know when I got it. I don't know when I'll get to it, so it's going. Fight Club by Chuck Palahniuk. No, that's just not me. Defending the Galaxy by Maria V. Snyder. This is book number 3 in the trilogy. I've yet to read books 1 and 2. I don't even own books 1 and 2, so I'm getting rid of this one. Wheeler, the Kuri Warrior. I'm just not a middle grade girly anymore. I have read this and I did enjoy it. I'm not going to reread it. I'm just trying to curate my shelves better. So, The Valley of Horses by Jean M. Ooh. This is book number 2 of The Earth Children. I haven't even read book number 1. I actually think this is my mum's copy, but she did give me permission to get rid of the books that she gave me years ago. Flamecaster by Cinda Williams Chimer. This is another secondhand bookshop pick. I'm never going to read it. I just don't know. I don't even know why I got it. I've got this copy of Heidi by Speary. I think it's cute, but I'm not going to read it. I'm not a big classics girly. Flame in the Mist by Renee Ardier. This is a book that I tried to read back in September, but I didn't finish it. I was just not vibing. Oh, better take the bookmark out. I got to page 125. I just wasn't vibing with the story, and I think that's okay. Another DNF, The Last Tale of the Flower Bride by Roshni Chokshi. This is the Fairy Loot edition. I wasn't vibing, and I just could not care less about anyone, especially the groom. I was liking the flashbacks, but yeah, I just could not finish getting into it. Ivy Ash's Order of Scorpions. I have started this too, but it was just, did not like the writing. I feel like, because this is indie published, you can tell, I think it just needed more editing, and yeah, it just wasn't for me. I Kissed Shara Wheeler by Casey McKiston. This is a YA that I don't think I'll ever read again. I'm keeping the other 2 books that I own, but a lot of the queer books that I've got here, I will be putting in little free libraries so that the queer kids in the community will, if they see them, hopefully they'll have free access to this. Yeah, that's pretty much my thought process on the books I'm getting rid of today. Before She Ignites by Jodie Meadows. I believe this is the Fairy Loot edition because it's got a different colorway in the foiling. This is a YA dragon romantasy that I just don't see myself reading ever. The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. This is actually really special because it's the first book I ever read, part of the Full Moon Book Club that Jan Agaton runs. But I didn't give it 5 stars and it's a middle grade, so I'm not going to reread it. Circe by Madeline Miller. Now, I really did enjoy this book. I'm not going to reread it. I'm pretty sure I didn't even read this copy. I listened to the audio. Oh, that's really pretty.
I'm not going to reread it, so I'm not going to keep it. Oh, I've got book number 3 here too, but the whole Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy by Laini Taylor. I haven't read book 3. It's been so long since I read books 1 and 2 that I just don't see myself wanting to read book 3 ever. Warrior Princess by Alan Frewen Jones. A guy writing a YA book in the POV of a girl. I just don't see that happening at all. And I think this might be, is this book 1 or book 2? Anyway, it was published in 2009, so I really don't think I'm gonna like it. Kiss of the Rose Princess, volume 8. I don't even own books, volumes 1 to 7. I've never read this series, so I don't even know why it's on my shelves. This edition of The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. This has recently been republished. It's been re-edited. There's been more story put into it. So I'm going to pick up one of the newer copies. K.A. Tucker's Until It Fades. I found this at a secondhand bookshop. I saw the author. I've known her. I think she does the, she does a romance in the like woods or forest or whatever, but I have never picked this up, and I don't think I'm ever going to pick this up. Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. This is a hardcover I found at Lifeline. I originally grabbed it because I'm pretty sure this is one of Books and Lala's favorite books, but it's just not calling to me, and I don't think I'm going to read it anytime soon. So my paperback copy of Lady Helena Dark Days Club by Alison Goodman. I enjoyed this series when I read it back in 2017, I think. Actually, I've only read this one too. I don't think I've read the second or the third book. And I own the physical hardcover of this series, of this book particular, and that's signed, so I'm going to keep that one. Strike the Zither by Joan He. I tried to read this one, but I DNF'd it. It was an audio, so I don't know if that like was one of the reasons why I wasn't vibing. But I'm not a big battle, like, war girly, so, and that's pretty much what the whole book is about. I liked the characters, but I just didn't like the situation. A Fate Inked in Blood by Daniel L. Jensen. I read this book. I don't think I ever talked about it with you guys, but this was for a vlog that you have never seen. I might put it out for Bookmas, I'm not sure yet. Yeah, I just did a video where Goodreads recommends books to me based on my 5-star reads that I read of the year, and this is one of them, and I did really enjoy it. I did give it 4 stars. I am going to pick up the sequel, but it'll be audio because I listened to this in audibly as well. Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nagan. I read this years and years ago now, and I enjoyed it, but I don't see myself picking it up because it is YA. I'm leaving YA behind, and that's what I'm doing. I think it was great for when it came out. You did not see a lot of queer fantasy, especially by like one of the big 5 publishers, so I thought that was really cool. But I have yet to read the second book, and I don't even know if the third book is out yet. I have this random little, I think it's like a poetry book, but it's Fragments of the Whole by Paul McDermott. It's even signed, so I don't even know if it's mine or if it's just been put in my library, but I'm not keeping that. I've also got The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Hyde, and Mr. Hyde, sorry, by Robert Louis Stevenson. I'm not a classics girly. If I want to read something like that, I'll probably just use like Libby or something. I've got Septimus Heap Book 1, Magic by Angie Sage. I don't even know why I have it. It just doesn't appeal to me anymore. The Novice by Taran Matharu. Another fantasy that just doesn't appeal to me. I've had it for so long on my shelves and I haven't picked it up, so bye-bye. Books 1 and 2 in Michael Scott's The Secrets of the Immortal Nicholas Flamel series. I've read the first one, which I think is The Alchemist, but I don't really see myself picking this. I'm not reaching for the second one, so yeah, they're gone. The Night Angel trilogy by Brent Weeks. This is another series that I got secondhand, I believe, and I just don't see myself picking up. It was on my 24 to read in 24, and I don't want to. I'm not gravitating towards it. I'm just, yeah, I keep pushing it off, so I'm just not going to keep it. We Were Liars by E. Lockhart, a book that took the booktube world by storm when it was first published. I don't really want to read it now. The 1000th Floor by Catherine McGee. One of the first books I ever
picked up after I started my Bookstagram back in 2015 or 2016. It's been 8 years. I've had this on my shelves and haven't picked it up, so it's going. Asking for It by Louise O'Neill. I read Only Ever Yours by this author and I really enjoyed it, but I don't think I'm ever going to pick this up. Oh, it's a proof. I did not know it was an ARC. Literally, if you see any of these books on here and you think I should keep it and read it, please put your arguments in the comments below, because I would like to know, like, if I am making a huge mistake. Because You Love to Hate Me by 13 different authors and edited by Emery. This was something really cool because it was these different authors that was teamed up with different booktubers. They're YA. I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to do it. The Wicked King and Queen of Nothing by Holly Black. I did not like Cruel Prince. I gave it 2 stars. That was back in 2018. I've been keeping these, but I really just don't think I'm ever going to read them. Oh, and this is The Dark Days Pact by Alison Goodman. So the second book in that Dark Days Lady Helen trilogy I was talking about earlier. I've got The Magician's Guild by Trudy Canavan. I don't know why I picked it up. I just did. So that's another reason why I'm getting rid of books. If I can't remember the reasoning why I picked it up and bought it, I'm not going to keep it. Books 1 and 2 in Amari series by B.B. Alston. I really do enjoy these books, but I'm not going to keep them. Like I said, I'm not a middle grade girly anymore. I'm not a YA girly anymore, so they're going. I will pick the third one up. I'll probably use the library for it, but it's just not something I want to keep on my shelves. I am trying to curate. I know that doesn't look very curated, but promise me, it's going to look good soon. Flower Heart by Catherine Bakewell. I DNF'd this book because Libby took it back, but I really didn't want to pick it up again. I think I've listened to half of it on audio, and I just did not care about any of these characters, about her situation, and yeah, I don't think I'm really a historical girly, which sucks because that cover is so beautiful, and yeah. Oh, another book I'm getting rid of because I did not like it, and that was House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland. It's pretty, but the inside is just very overhyped, and I just don't see myself trying to give it another shot. Harry Cook's Finn and Fry and Fireflies. I think I picked it up because it was queer, but it's YA. I don't think I'm ever going to actually read it, unfortunately. I will, maybe give audio a go, but yeah, not keeping it physically. Disney's A Tale as Told as Time. What If Belle's Mother Was Cursed by the Beast? Oh, What If Belle's Mother Cursed the Beast? These books don't really interest me at all, so don't know why I have it. You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson. I really enjoyed this one. I gave it 4 stars, but I don't see myself rereading it. And I'd like it to go to someone who will enjoy it. So that's going to go to a little free library as well. Pivot Point by Casey West. This I picked up for a video that never happened, and I don't see myself reading it ever because it is YA, and I think it's like magical realism. It's just not something that, I align myself with anymore. I've got 2 copies of I Like Me Better by Robbie Weber. I liked If You Change Your Mind. I think I gave it 3 stars, maybe it was 4. It was very YA. It was just very about these high schoolers. I'm just like, you guys, stop caring about boys and just hang out with your friends. So one of these I'm actually going to give to my friend, and I think the other one I will just get rid of. A Curse So Dark and Lonely and A Heart So Fierce and Broken by Bridget Camera. I haven't read this one. I have read this one. I'm not going to continue with the series. I've heard very bad things about the continuation. I did enjoy the first book, but yeah, I don't see myself continuing the series at all. The Ice Monster by David Williams. Like I said, I'm not going to read. I do not see myself reading middle grade in the future, so that's going. Tragic Kind of Wonderful by Eric Lindstrom. I have read this apparently, but I cannot tell you anything that happened in it, and I won't be rereading it, so it's going. Blue Flag by Kaito. I picked this up because Meredith really enjoyed it, and I think I did too, but I just don't think I want to have them physically on my shelves because it wasn't a 5-star read for me.
Christmas Beyond Christmas by JP Sale. This was a free book I got at Rare last year. Oh, it's a small town gay romance. Okay, maybe I will keep it because I thought it was about miscarriage. I don't know why I thought it was about miscarriage, but okay, this is a maybe. Zenith by Sasha Ellsberg and Lindsay Cumming. Do I need to say more? This Place is Still Beautiful by ZZ Tian. I really enjoyed this. I think I gave it like 3.5, and I love how floppy it is, and I love that cover, but I'm not going to reread it, and I think it'll definitely prosper going to someone who will want to have this on their shelves. Nobody Real by Steve Camden. I really enjoyed It's About Love by this author, and so that's why I picked this one up, but I don't think I will enjoy his writing now, unfortunately, which is okay. I'm just going to keep It's About Love in a separate compartment. I think it's amazing. I don't want to reread it now because I think I would hate it. Take Three Girls by Kath Crowley, Simone Howell, and Fiona Wood. I picked this up because Abby raved about it when she read it, but that was like 6 to 8 years ago. The Dark Tide by Alicia Jasinska. I DNF'd this book. I just was not caring about what was happening in the series, with the characters and what the plot was. I did enjoy Midnight Girls, so I'm going to keep that one though. Oops! The Empress of Time by Carly Lee Baker. I know, you're like, Sasha, are you getting rid of this? And that's because I have 2 copies. So I'm getting rid of this one. I don't need 2 copies of this book. Whisper and Weapon by Lynette Noni. These are personalised and signed to me. These aren't her best work, unfortunately, and I just don't see myself rereading them. And plus, these copies are kind of gross. If they ever do special editions, I might get them. I've got Dress Codes for Small Towns by Courtney Stevens. I love this book, but I don't see myself rereading it. I think this will do better in a teenager's hands who is questioning her identity and her sexuality, and yeah, I think it'll just do better in someone else's shelves and not mine. Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. It's never appealed to me, even though it's won all these awards. I just don't think I'll like it. The Falconer by Elizabeth May, another book that I picked up because everyone was talking about it, but I just don't think I'll read it. It's also set in Scotland, and that's not my favorite setting. I feel like I am very hot taking right now, but not my fave. It's also not a very pretty cover either. I really don't like that cover. So yeah, I think I've missed the time when I would have loved it, and that's just not me anymore. This one's gonna hurt. The Infernal Devices trilogy by Cassandra Clare. I feel like a broken record, but I just don't read YA anymore. I don't think I'm going to ever reread this series. I have kept the sequel series trilogy, the one with Lady Midnight, just because I do want to finish that series, but once I finish it, I'm probably going to get rid of it. Nevermore and Wondersmith by Jessica Townsend. I believe these are personalised too. But like I said with the Amari and the Knight Brothers, I'm just not a middle grade girly. I did not have the best time reading Wondersmith. Not because it was bad. It was a good book. I just don't really care about middle grade stories anymore, unfortunately. Boat by Nam Lee. I don't even know what it's about. I don't think I would enjoy it. House of Dragons by Jessica Cluis. I think this was actually sent to me, but I have no idea who sent it to me. And it's been on my shelves for so long, I just don't think I'm ever going to pick it up. The same with Song of the Forever Rains by E.J. Mello. This I don't know. It does not appeal to me anymore, so it's not going to be picked up. This hardcover copy of Ash Princess by Laura Sebastian. I have the full trilogy in paperback, so I'm just going to keep them and get rid of this second copy. Oh, there's the third book in the Laini Taylor trilogy. I'm pretty sure I've already unhauled this, but it's still on my shelf, so I don't know why. Oh, I need to find the dust jacket, but this is Bad Witch Burning by Jessica Lewis. Jessica Lewis. This is a Black Girl Magic story, and I enjoyed it when I read it, but I think, yeah, I would like to give it to someone who would love it. Second and third bind-up of the Del Toro Quest series by Emily Rodda. These are my childhood, and I would like to keep them. I just don't think it's plausible of me to keep them because I don't think I'm going to read them. It's just, yeah,
The bind-ups, they like to break easily, I feel, because I had the first one, but that broke super easily. I just don't think these are my future. Maybe for my kids, but I think I'll get them the small, like the individual novels, not the big bind-up. Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. I'm not going to read it. I don't know why I have it. Magician by Remini Feist. This is a book I think I will read one day. Today's not that day. This era of mine right now is not that era. And plus, this is such an old and yucky copy. I think I'd listen to it audibly. Our Crooked Hearts by Melissa Albert. I think I just bought it for the sake of buying a book. I'm not going to read it. Oh, The Shadow and Bone trilogy by Leigh Bardugo. I have read it. I enjoyed it. I'm not going to read it again. So, yeah, I'm going to just give it to someone who will. Now, this is going to take me back to before Bookstagram, but The Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer plus Fairest. I enjoyed the series. This is like one of my like core series that I loved and believed in. But it's just not me anymore. I don't think I'm ever going to reread them. And if I do, I can always get it from the library. Another Marissa Meyer, Gilded. I don't know how I came upon this book, but I just don't think her writing is for me anymore. I am keeping her Renegades trilogy because I do want to finish Supernova, but I just don't think... Because is this... So it's a retelling of Rumpelstiltskin. But I don't know if it's in adult or if it's YA. Because it's like the big edition. I feel like it might be adult, but let me know. Do you think I should keep this one? Oh, The Whispering Dark by Kelly Andrew. I think this is super pretty, but I did DNF it. I think because I was listening to the audiobook and then Libby took it back. But I really don't think cared about the characters. I can't remember. Victoria Aveyard's Realmbreaker. I'm never going to pick this up. I hated the Red Queen series. The first two books in the Ember in the Ashes series by Sabaa Tahir. I've had this for like 8 years and I'm never going to read them. It's a YA from 2016 that I don't think I would like today in 2024. 2015. Alright, that's that side done. And I've made a bigger mess. I'm going to get rid of the Percy Jackson series. I've got the 5. I have not read any of them. So yeah, as I was saying, the 5 books in the first Percy Jackson series, I haven't read it. I was going to read it for a video, but I don't want to do that video anymore because I don't think I'm going to pick them up. Okay, let's start over here, shall we? I have unhauled this already, but I never got rid of it. But it's Final Girls by Riley Sager. I just don't see myself picking it up. You will see, I think, all of my thrillers I'm unhauling. All the Girls Are So Nice Here by Laurie Elizabeth Flynn. I read this early this year. I enjoyed it, but it's a thriller. I'm not going to reread it. The Guncle by Stephen Rowley. It's given lit fic, or like women's fiction, and I'm not that sort of girl. I'm sorry. The Workwives by Rachel Johns. Another woman's fiction I'm not going to read. Dial A for Aunties and 4 Aunties and a Wedding by Jessie Q. Satento. These are books that I did enjoy, but I'm not going to reread them. I don't see myself rereading them. I think they're super funny. They just don't belong on my shelves anymore. The Other Side of Beautiful. Gonna get rid of you, was I guess. By Kim Locke. I enjoyed this. It was a 5-star read, but yeah, I'm not going to reread it. I Give My Marriage a Year and The Mummy Bloggers by Holly Wainwright. I read this. I really enjoyed it. I don't think I'm going to pick up this though, so bye-bye. Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I really did enjoy this. I think it was a 5-star read, but I don't think I'm going to reread it. Karen Slaughter's Pretty Girls. This is a real beat up copy, but I don't think I'm going to read it. This one I am very firm in my belief that I'm getting rid of, and that is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V. Schwab. I have DNF'd it. I tried to listen to the audio. It was quite boring. And so yeah, I just don't think this is a book for me. And now there's air helicopters. Jesus. C.J. Tudor's The Chalkman. Another thriller I'm not going to read. So I'm not going to keep it. Another Karen Slaughter, The Good Daughter. I've never read her before in my life, so I don't know why I have 2 of her books. Here's the rest of the Percy Jackson series that I said I was getting rid of. My first ever physical ARC that was sent to me by a publisher, Rumble Star by Abby Elphinstone. This was a middle grade. So I'm not going to reread it. But I really do thank the publisher so much for reaching out to me and sending me a copy.
My Sister Rosa by Justine Labalestia. I think I got this at a library sale. I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to read it. In the Hand of the Goddess by Tamara Pierce. I've got the first one somewhere, but it's not in this pile, I don't think. But I'm gonna, these were signed to, I'm pretty sure this is signed to me. Oh no, not my name, just her signature on it. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna read it because it's middle grade. This edition of Alice Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. This edition of The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. I've never read Hobbit or Lord of the Rings. I don't think I'm ever gonna read them, so I'm gonna get rid of it. Czarina by Alan Alpston. I think I've grabbed this because I am descended from Russia. I've got Russian blood in me. I think this might be about Catherine the Great. And I started the TV show, but I never finished it. But I just don't see myself reading it. Songs in Ursa Major by Emma Brody. This, I think I got it because it's like if you like Daisy Jones and the Six, you'd like this. I don't think I'm going to read it. Speaking of Daisy Jones, I've got Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is such a beat up copy. It's got sunscreen all over it. I enjoyed this, but I don't think I'm going to reread it. Mary Jane by Jessica Anya Blau, another Daisy Jones and the Six ripoff. Could you tell I was going to do a video? I never did, obviously. And then I've got here The Unusual Abduction of Avery Conifer by Elsa Evans. Oh, I talk too much. I'm not even telling you what the books are about. The Marvelous by Donielle Clayton. Another middle grade that I don't think I will read. Arusha and The End of Time. I enjoyed this middle grade 4 years ago. I have not picked up the rest of the series. But like I said, I'm not reading middle grade anymore. Window Shopping by Tessa Bailey. I think this is a cute Christmas book, but I've already read it. And I don't think I'm going to reread it. Second First Impressions by Sally Thorne. I hate this book. I DNF'd it. It was so freaking boring. But it's signed, and so that's why I was keeping it. But I think that's not a good enough reason to keep a book on your shelf that you don't like. 7 Year Slip by Ashley Poston. I'm getting rid of this one. This one freaking sucked, man. So disappointing. I think I might... No, I'm not going to keep it. I was like, I'll keep it for my video, for my, like, worst books of the year video. But no, I don't think I even want to keep it for that long. This is going, gone. Leather. Spicy Bites short story anthology from Romance Writers of Australia. I did start, I think I read one of them in here. And it was just so... Like, if I want to read books like this, I'd just go on Literotica. Why Mummy Drinks by Gil Sims. I'm not going to read it. The Murder After the Night Before by Katie Brent. This is the second book, I think, in this particular series. And I haven't read the first one, so yeah, I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, these are all Cassandra Clare books here. But An Illustrated History of Notable Shadow Hunters and Denizens of Downworld by Cassandra Clare, illustrated by Cassandra Jean. That's pretty end papers. I'm not a big Shadowhunters girly anymore, so I don't need to keep all of the special edition stuff. Ghosts of the Shadow Market. The 3 books in the Last Hours trilogy. I've never read them. I'm never going to read them. But they're all the first collector's editions, so hopefully someone will want them. The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley. I think I was just very excited to see a book by an author that I've seen all over BookTube. This is one no one likes, so I can tell why it was at the secondhand bookshop. An Honest Lie by Taryn Fisher. Don't think I'm ever going to read this. Dirty Charmer by Emma Chase. This came in a book box, I think, but I haven't read it, and this is probably something I would read on my Kindle anyway. The X-Talk and Weather Girl by Rachel Lynn Solomon. I've heard not great things about this author and her morals, so that's why I'm just gonna get rid of them. Dirt by Charity Farrell. I don't think this author is ever going to come to Australia, so the only reason I would keep it so I could like get it signed, but I've got pretty much all the other books in the series on my Kindle. Luke and Lexi by Elise Faber. This was a freebie I think at Rare last year, but I don't see myself reading it. Another book that I've already said I was going to get rid of, but I haven't yet, and that was Jamie Neve's First World. I haven't read it, so it's definitely leaving. Filthy Sinner by Serena Ackroyd. Another indie romance I don't think I'm going to read. With This Kiss by Carrie Hope Fletcher. I don't think I'm going to read this. I don't even know what it's about. I think it's probably a little bit witchy. Sargasso by Kathy George. I think this is like another thriller that I won't read. How to Kill Your Husband by Kathy Letty. A Family of Strangers by Fiona Lowe. An A-List for Death by Pamela Hart. Dream Girl by Laura Lippman. Tangerine by Christine Mangan. Someone Else's Child by Kylie Orr. Hunt and Dark Waters by Katie Roberts. This is not her greatest. So I think I'm just going to listen to the rest of the series and not own them. When the Light Gets In by Zoe Coyle. Alrighty, now I think the rest of these books are all my historical romances. Except for these first 3. But yeah, I'm not going to read them. They were bought by a person that I thought wanted to be who I wanted to be. I bought them with my own money. And I thought I was going to be a historical romance girly. But I'm just not. So I'm getting rid of them. But first of all, we've got Black Beauty by Anna Sewell. Not going to read. The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. I DNF'd this book. Not because I didn't like it. I was loving it. That's when, back when it was called Scribd, just made you, didn't let you finish books that you were listening to. And I just don't like this particular copy. I think it's all beat up and run down and just not something I want on my shelves. And then Silverthorn by Raymond E. Feist, which is the sequel to Magician. Alright, I'm going to do rapid fire historical romance. We've got Man of My Dreams by Joanna Lindsay. Until Forever by Joanna Lindsay. Hearts of Flame by Joanna Lindsay. Brighter Than the Sun by Julie Quinn. Lessons in Seduction by Sarah Bennett. Joan Avery's Angel of Passage. Surrender My Love by Joanna Lindsay. Angel by Joanna Lindsay. 10 Ways to be Adored When Landing a Lord, and 9 Rules to Break When Romancing a Rake by Sarah McLean. Nighthawk and Wild Sweet Love by Beverly Jenkins. Wicked Deeds on a Winter's Night by Cresley Cole. Suzanne Enoch's The Care and Taming of a Rogue. Carolyn Sparks' All I Want for Christmas is a Vampire. Maya Rodell's Chasing Lady Amelia. Julia Quinn's The Viscount Who Loved Me. Christine Fien's Leopard's Fury. More Joanna Lindsay's. We've got Heart of Thunder, A Pirate's Love, The Magic of You. Pirate's Princess, His Christmas Pleasure, Forbidden Nights with a Vampire. Sweet Fury, Keeper of the Heart. 2 more piles. Let's do this. Stephanie Lawrence, True Distraction. Her Forbidden Cowboy, 30 Days to Win His Wife. Lady Whistledown, The Further Observations of Lady Whistledown. Morrigan's Cross by Nora Roberts. Night Song by Beverly Jenkins. The Present, The Beloved Scoundrel. To Sin with a Stranger. Captured by a Rogue Lord. A Gentleman's Honor. Tempted by the Night. The Mistress Diaries. Christmas Fairy Tale. Tempest Waters. One Night in London. Topaz. 2 Weeks with a Stranger. The Lady Chosen. My Lady Pirate. Beyond Seduction. And Confessions at Midnight. Anyway, those are all the books that I'm getting rid of. That is 220 books right there. Thank you so much for watching. As always, let me know down below if you think I should keep any of them. Please, yes, give me an argument of why you think I should keep it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more videos by me. I am doing bookmas, so you will see me in tomorrow's video. And yeah, if you did get to the end of this video, pop a car emoji in the comments below if you got to the end of this video. But I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you next time. Bye!